You can see I'm here on the side of Lazy Mountain, and it has snowed. It snowed yesterday. It dropped about 2 inches on us, and it's about 20 degrees outside right now. And the reason why I am producing this video for you right now, and for the last few nights, we've been having a level 5 for Northern Lights. It goes from 0 to 9 or 10, something like that, and so we're right in the middle. We should have high aurora activity, and also it is clear skies. So if the Northern Lights are going to come out tonight, we'll be able to see them. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go out and get some pictures and video of the Northern Lights tonight to share with you. So come along with me, and I'll see if I can get some decent images. Now, when I'm out getting pictures of the Northern Lights, got to keep the light to a minimum. I'll probably get inside the vehicle and talk to you if it's going. And if I'm getting some good video of the Northern Lights, I'll also be talking into the camera, so you'll hear, well, my comments, if it's good or bad or whatever, what's going on. So anyway, come along with me, and I hope you enjoy. Well, the wind just kicked up, and I hope it's not making this audio too bad. But when you shoot Northern Lights, first let's talk about the video. With the video, I'm going to be using the Sony a7S Mark II with Sigma 20mm f1.4. It's one of their art lenses. I enjoy this lens, and I'm still in the testing phase to see if I want to keep it or not, but it seems to be doing okay so far. And after I take a video, I come back and I do post-processing using Adobe Premiere Pro. And of course I don't go in and do color grading and so forth because I'm shooting an S-Log2. And it seems to enable me to make the colors come out really good, make it vibrant of the Northern Lights. Oh, and the sound of the wind through the trees sure is beautiful. Love that. Okay, when you're shooting still images of the Northern Lights, you want to pump up your ISO to about 12 to 1600, right around there. You know, and each night is different. Sometimes the Northern Lights come out and they're really ablaze, and you don't have to have a high ISO. And then other nights they're more subdued, and you got to take the ISO up a little bit higher. I shoot with the 14 to 24 millimeter Nikkor f2.8, and also the 24 to 70 2.8, and I also have a Nikkor straight 14 millimeter prime lens 2.8 that I shoot with. So I'll be using any one of those lenses depending on how big or wide or narrow the Northern Lights are. I'll be going down to the Connect River Valley and shooting a place down there called Moose Pond or Man-Made Pond, and hopefully they'll come out nice. I don't know if the pond is, it's frozen over, of course, but I don't know if the snow is on it, if it's been blowing off, or what the deal is, if I'm going to get good reflections, or we're just going to concentrate on what we see in the night sky. You never know with Northern Lights, so I might not see anything until 4 o'clock in the morning. Then again, I might see stuff at 7 o'clock at night. You never know. It varies when it's going to come out. So we'll just have to wait and see. There is an internet site. You can go to the Alaska Fairbanks, it's UAF, University of Alaska Fairbanks geophysical site, and it'll tell you how it's progressing as it comes around. As the world spins, or the Earth turns, the Northern Lights, of course, change, and we'll have to wait and see what happens. But anyway, here we go, and I'll join you later to talk about what I was able to obtain, if I obtained anything, and how it went. So we'll see you later.
Hello. Well, I'm back with you. Today is the morning after. I went out last night until about 9:45 and took a couple images that I came back with. I'm happy with. It isn't exactly what I was looking for. I was looking for overhead Northern Lights stuff. I wanted to video with my Sony a7S Mark II, but that didn't happen. In fact, I needed to get that camera out because Northern Lights were kind of a no-show. In one of the images, a panel that I stitched together, the Northern Lights did come out a little bit. They're way far north, way over the Talkeetna range, and you could just see them popping out a little bit over the Matanuska range. But that's okay. And I used that image along with another image. I went to the right and took some pictures of the stars and the valley, and I stitched both of them together, and it came out with a very nice panel that I'm going to share with you. When I did that, when I set my camera up to shoot that panel, you want to go for a quick exposure, especially for the Northern Lights. So what I did is I used this Nikon D4 along with this 14mm f2.8, and I set it at ISO about 1000 to 1250, and set the exposure for, about 20 seconds, set it for 20 seconds, ISO 1250, and of course you turn everything off as a sort of, you just make sure that everything's as manual, okay? So you don't want the lens hunting back and forth. Just put everything on manual. You set the f-stop, which is f2.8, and you go straightly for manual. And so I shot the one image, and then I went and moved it and shot the other image. And whenever you do a panel like that, you make sure that you overlap it, because you're going to stitch it together. And I stitched it together in Adobe Lightroom, and I'm going to show you how to do that. To this date, I have not shown you any of my workflow, but I was able to download a program called OBS. For those of you who are interested in it, these people online that do that, what program they use. And you can use, I think it's called FAPS, and I found out OBS to be better for me, so, and you can get it for free. I'm going to show you how to do that. And then what I went ahead and did is I went for star trails. You know, life gives you lemon sometimes, so you make lemonade out of it. And I like shooting star trails. I haven't done a whole lot of that, but I did that last night. And to do that, what you want to do is set your ISO to 100, as low as you can get it, okay? And then you want to shoot your f-stop, go around f8, f11. I've heard 5, 6, and some forums will tell you that. I went with f8 to f11, okay? Because if you don't, it might be too bright. And then I went for 20-minute exposures. Now, when you do that, like with this camera right here, the D4, and also when I use my D810, if I set up for 20-minute exposure, it's going to shoot, well, of course, for 20 minutes, and then it's going to post-process for 20 minutes. Now, some people like to leave them on all night. Well, I found out in a frosty condition, that doesn't really work. This lens was completely covered with frost. Okay, and it took about 20 minutes for it to unthaw, okay? And even out in the field when I tried to use my cloth to clean it with, it didn't work. I use these terry cloths right here, these terry cloths, and they're invaluable. Bring them along to keep your equipment clean. But frost was really penetrating last night, and it just didn't do a very good job. So anyway, so 20 minutes exposure, 20 minutes post-processing. So I shot 2 images, okay? For those 2 images, it took me, how much? 60, an hour and 20 minutes. So if I would have shot 3 images, it would have taken 2 hours. And what's nice about it, in that time when it's post-processing, the Earth rotates, and so the stars will have moved. And then you shoot another one, you get to another, and that's the secret to doing it. Instead of spending 5 hours, and then of course 5 hours post-processing in your camera, by that time the battery could wear out, and as we know in the Nikon cameras, if your battery wears out, you've lost the image, so you don't want to do that. So 20 minutes at a time, and you'll be set. And then I went into Lightroom, and I did HDR merge on those, and then after that I went into Photoshop, and I used Nix software and some, I think it's RK software, and to post-process my images. And I'm going to share those with you also, and I'm also going to show you how I do that. So come along with me, and thanks for joining me. I appreciate all those people who subscribe and those people who give me honest comments and feedback. I really appreciate that, and it's valuable to me. So well, come along with me, please subscribe and tell me what you like about it. And remember, constructive criticism is always appreciated. Don't need a troll, not to be out there trying to knock other people for sharing what they're doing. Because, you know, producing these videos is not the easiest thing. You know, when I first had to look into the camera and talk to it, it was a tough thing for me to do. That's become the first videos I produced. I didn't talk to them at all. I didn't feel comfortable. But I've since have changed, and hopefully you'll learn something from this. So come along and let's see what we have. Okay, I'm in Lightroom, and I've already preloaded the two images that I want to do the HDR merge with. And so I'm going to go ahead and highlight both of them. Then I'm going to go up to Photo, hit Photo Merge, go to HDR, and do that. I took out the auto tone before because it tends to make the image too light, and I don't want that. I'm going to lighten it up really bad. So okay, so I'm going to hit Merge. Up here, the progress bar is moving, so it's working on that right now. Okay, that's finished processing. That's the photo right there. I'm going to go ahead and lighten it up some, and then I'm going to hit it with some contrast, which will darken it a little bit, and hit it with a little bit of clarity. Don't want to overdo that. A little bit of vibrance, not too much. Saturation, just a little bit. Don't need a whole lot. Okay. And I'm going to drop down here to noise reduction. I'm going to bring it over to soften the image up and add a little bit of detail. Maybe I'll take down the noise reduction a little bit. Okay. Remove chromatic aberration. And it's already picked out the Nikkor 14 to 24. It doesn't have the straight 14 millimeter, but that's okay. And then I'm going to hit it with a little bit of dehaze, which will darken the sky up some. You see over here to the right, it's right, I mean to the left, this is right above the town or the city of Palmer, so you get noise pollution right there. Notice the rest of the image. There is some fall off over here. Look at that vignetting. You can see that right there. Okay. And it should have got rid of that. Let's do vignetting here. See if we can control that some. No, let's go the other way. Yeah, so that took care of that. That's a nice little tool right here to have. Hey, that's pretty much what I want right there. Now I'm going to go over here to Photoshop. So I'm going to head it in and go over to Photoshop. Okay, that's just a little bit bigger. I'm going to go over here. First of all, I'm going to do is I'm going to Image. I'm going to Mode to take it out of the 16-bit, make it 8-bit. Then go to a thing called TK Actions, and I'm going to hit Frequency Separation. Now I'm going to also hit Make It Glow. It's like a Gaussian blur type add-on. Okay, once that's done, I'm going to go up here to Layer, and I'm going to hit Flatten Image. And I'm going to go up to Filters, go down to Nik Collection, hit Color Effects Pro 4, That was a Google program that they offered for free on the internet. Supposedly it was sold to another company, and they don't know if they're going to be offering it for free anymore or not. But it's a wonderful. I didn't use everything in there, but I use that particular. I love using Color Effects Pro. So with this, it has different sliders where I can go and adjust the highlights and so forth. The highlights to pop a little bit more, I can do that. Okay, mid-tone, saturation, and so forth. I'm going to add a few more filters. One thing I'm going to add is contrast color range. No, I don't like that, so you can take that out. Okay, let's go brilliance, warmth. Try that. That's kind of nice. Now I'm going to add some skylight filter. Add another one. I'm going to add detail extractor. You see, it shows all the stars in there. Look at that. Okay, and I think that's about enough. I don't need to add anything else. I don't really want to do a lot of color enhancement. I just wanted to bring out the detail. Okay, but you can see I see some grain in here. Okay, so I am going to, after I do this, it's going to process it. I'm going to go into Adobe Camera Raw, and I'm going to soften it up a little bit. Okay, look at the difference there. It even brought out the shooting star right here, you can see. Okay, so now I'm going to go into filter again. Whoops, I gotta have to go layer first, flatten the image. Okay. Now I'm going to go up to filter, camera raw filter. I'm going to go over to luminous, take it up about halfway. A little bit of detail in there. Okay, so you can look and see there. See how that looks. Now let's add some more there. In the corner I can see quite a bit, but that's just minuscule. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. Okay, I can see some, looks like some lines, a lot of noise over in this side. I don't like that, so I'm going to go back into filter again. And hit it again with some more luminous. Might have to give it some more. Take down the detail. Yeah, soften it up some. That's okay. Luminous contrast. You see that right there? It kind of went away now. Still a little bit there. Now if you don't like that, you can always go back up here. That's what I teach my students. You can always undo it. Oh boy, that's really pretty sharp there. I don't care for that. What I might do is go back into Lightroom and take this down in color over here. For right now, I'm going to go back into Camera Raw. And I'm going to add some more luminous. A little bit of detail, not much. It took it down some, but it's still a little bit there. Okay, so that's about as far as I'm going to go. Now if you want to see how I put my color mark on it for posting on say like Facebook, this is what I do. This is my watermark, not my color mark. Okay, so first thing I do is, of course, I have to hit layer, flatten image, so don't have to. Now I'm going to take it down. Okay, image size, I go for about 1023. This gives me 1.99. I always cut it off at 2.0, so that's good. Okay, and so I go into open. No, let's go open recent. Open recent. I'll use a PNG file. It's the elk with my logo down there. So I'll take and go and hit select, all, copy, go over here to the image, paste, and then I go to free transform, click on the side, drag it down while hitting the shift button. And I'm going to take and drag this over here. Whoops, don't want to do that. Hit undo. Now hit free transform again. And make sure you don't grab in the center. Grab that little thing, I don't know what you call that. Drag it over and drop it. Then we go up here, hit save as, apply this original file. It's HDR2 or Star Trek Trails, Nick Star Trails 2. I'm going to hit small, Facebook, and JPEG. Save. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to go in and show you how to do the panel. So that's my next thing. I'm in Lightroom again. I have my two images that I preloaded, and I'm going to click on both of them. Of course, I'm going to go up to develop and then choose both of them. Go into photo, photo merge, panorama. Have it set for auto crop. I'm going to go over here and do the boundary warp. You can take it and straighten it out. You don't want to add too much. See, if you add too much, it curls it up. So kind of straighten it out a little bit like that. Okay. Hit merge. Of course, progress bar is working on that. Okay, before I start on this, I'm going to edit it a little bit. Over here on the side, I don't know if you can see that or not, someone's camping there. They have a little camper and stuff, and they, I guess they're almost homeless. I don't know what they are, but I'm going to get rid of that. By doing that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this, the spot removal tool, and you can adjust it. I want to make it look even. Okay, then I'm going to click on that. Okay, I don't like that, so I'm going to undo spot removal. Okay, take it down, and it's still there, so I'm going to come over here on the side and over here, there. So I removed that. So you can see the light noise right here from the city of Palmer. The northern lights are right here, kind of casting a glow over the Matanuska range. Just on the side of this range is the Talkeetna range, and Denali National Park is up in there also. Of course, Mount McKinley, or Denali as they call it now. And that's where it's shining. This is taken about 9:30 at night. So right here in this group, this is the Big Dipper, and of course up in here is the North Star. Okay, it's up in here. Okay, so I really want to bring these out, and of course I want all this to look nice too, but you've got to do some things here to help out. I don't need too much clarity, just a little bit. Some vibrance, bring some vibrance out. See, it really brings out that green of the northern lights. Okay, and a little bit of saturation, don't need a whole lot. So if I want to, I can change the tint, make it more blue, make it look more natural like the night sky would look, and go back here. But I'm going to change that later, not right now. Just go back to the way it was. Okay, I can change this also if I want to. Don't need that right now though. Okay, I'm going to drop down now, and I'm going to do some noise reduction on it. It softens it up a little bit, not too much though. Add some detail. Okay, move ceramic aberration, enable profile. Okay, this is Nikon 14mm. Let's check and see if they got 14 in there. Yep. And let's see if we can take out some vignetting. Okay, on the corners, yeah. And then I'm going to go down and hit it with a dehaze. Okay. Okay, it's about where I want it right now. Now I'm going to go up to Photo, Edit in, Photoshop. I'm going to go to TK Actions, fit frequency separation, and make it glow. I like that. Look how the color comes out. More of a dark night sky. And I'm going to go up here to Image, Mode, take it down to 8-bit. And then layer, flatten image. Okay, now I'm going to go into Nik Collection, Color Effects Pro. And first thing it starts with a tonal contrast. It really brings out the stars. Look at that. Now I'm going to take and add colors. And sometimes this is hit and miss. I try different things to see what it looks like. I want detail extractor, so let's see how that looks. So yeah, it really brings out the stars. But does it over do the Big Dipper? I don't know. So I'm going to go up here and turn it off. Really make a change. I think it lightens it up too much. I really don't care for that. Let's see if there's a way to detail extractor. We can add more. No, I think that's what really changes it. So I really want the stars right here of the Big Dipper to come out. So I don't want to overdo that and do too much. Okay, so I think that's good right there. I'm going to add some skylight filter. No, I don't really care for that. Let's see the difference between the two. Oh, you need to go back in here and do a detail extractor. I forgot to save that. Let's take that down. Good. And now you need to add filter, skylight filter. Try that. I don't know. You can take and check and see what it looks like. See if it makes the colors unrealistic or not. That's not too bad. It doesn't really change that much. I'm going to add another filter, and I'm going to try cross processes and see what that does.
to it. Now, does that look more natural? Darker sky doesn't look, let's look at the difference. Yeah, so it takes some of the reds out, and I like that. Okay, so now we have a more natural looking sky. We still have the light pollution from the city of Palmer, but that can't be helped. I can still see the Big Dipper there. Northern Lights are really nice all along through there. It really sets off the mountain range there. Of course, and you can still see the foreground. I'm also going to hit the foreground with camera raw and soften it up a little bit. Okay, that's about where I want it right there. I don't think I need to add anything else. I'm going to hit OK. Now when I go back into Lightroom, I can go ahead and adjust this and tone this down a little bit. Okay, but first I'm going to go up here to Layer, Flatten Image, go to Filter, Camera Raw Filter. Okay, go up here to Noise Reduction, hit that. A little bit of detail. I think that's nice. That's all I have to do. Okay, see a shooting star right there, and that's cool. So, I'll go ahead and save this. Save as 7833 panel. Make sure I don't have that. 3, yep. So this will be number 2. Okay. Yeah, let's exit out of here, and it takes me, when I exit out, back into Lightroom, and that's what I just got through editing. Okay, so I can go over here, and I can take my graduated filter tool, and I can go like this and hit exposure and take it down some, and that's nice, where I don't have to it doesn't look too all overblown out here, and you can really see the stars from the Big Dipper right there. Now I can also go back down to add some more light in here and here. I can go back down here to the netting tool. I can't remember where I did that, where it's at. Right there. Okay. And I can take none. Nikon. Okay. That's a little bit there, not much. See, it makes it darker, so it kind of lightens it up a little bit. I only have to go about halfway. Okay, and there we go. There's still a little bit of noise in here, but since it's a nice shot, that's going to be expected. You're going to get a little bit. We'll look at that detail there. The different stars and so forth. I wonder if Orion's in there. But you definitely have the Big Dipper, and you can see it. And that's what I wanted. I wanted to be able to, for people to be able to see the Big Dipper and the Northern Lights. Again, this is the Matanuska Mountain Range. This is Knik River Valley. It runs down through here out of the Knik Glacier, which is farther up this way. And it runs down into Goose Bay and the Cookidna, which is that way. Okay, so I'm about finished with that. So I'm going to go ahead and go up here and hit export. And it, of course, goes to the same folder as original photo. Knik River Valley Night Sky, Lightroom 2. I'm going to call this number 2. And export. So that's how I do it. I hope you'll like this and you appreciated this. Until next time, this is Edward Snow signing out.